Hey everyone, how's it going? So in this video, I wanted to show you what display in the Tesla Model 3 or Y, even the SIX is very similar, the menu options available. There has been a lot of improvement and reorganization of the menu screen, especially in the Model 3 and now the Y. So for those that have delivery coming up, this should give you a better idea of what to expect, and I'll go through each of the menu options. So as you can see on the left, this display is quick controls. Hasn't really changed much over the last 2 years. You have your front operational here, where you can open it. You can't close it. You have to physically close it yourself. Same thing with the trunk. The charge port is actually electronically open and close. So you can do that within the vehicle, on your phone, or even manually outside the vehicle by pressing into the charge port. You also have your rear view camera to show the two fender cameras for your blind spot. So that's currently also available now. And you have your control again for information on your charge status and whether you have a planned scheduled departure time and charge on your supercharging costs, etc. And then you have your voice command. So open glove box. Some simple commands such as that is now available in your Model 3Y. And you have your windshield wiper controls. You can leave an auto or manually turn it off. Then you have your tire pressure. This doesn't show up until a few minutes after you drive, once it gets a average setting on your PSI. And then you have your miles. So this hasn't really changed much on the left. This is really your main cluster if you had to display. Okay, your head up display. And then on the right here, usually your map navigation is on by default. And then on top, just like a cell phone, you have controls to lock your vehicle, unlock it, and then you have your time, temperature outside the vehicle, and then if you click on that, it shows your VIN number and your current software information. The driver memory right here as well is under relax right now. Then you have your Sentry mode. You can turn this on or off. It's currently off. And then this is your dash cam. Now it records from actually 360, front, rear, and both sides of the vehicle is constantly recording. Then you have your home link up here. Your home link is actually not standard anymore for any new Tesla vehicle. You actually have to option to purchase that, and it's a few $100. Ours came with it with no charge, so that was nice. And then you have your Bluetooth. Over here you have your controls, just like Google Maps. You can convert it to satellite versus non-satellite. And then you have your traffic control to see if there's any traffic in the area. This comes with the premium package. Ours came with lifetime, no charge, but for new owners, you're gonna pay, I believe it's about $120 a year. So you split up in 12 months. It's not that much. It's gonna increase over time, I'm sure. What comes with that is you have your satellite in different views, and you have your real-time traffic. I think the real-time traffic is worth that cost. In addition, you also get unlimited LTE. You can watch movies, stream movies directly from your Tesla if you have the premium package, or you will have to connect to Wi-Fi if you don't have it. In addition, you also have live streaming of music, so that's a plus. And then on the bottom here, you have location of supercharging your nearest by. So you click on that, it will populate all these potential superchargers that you will be able to make it to. Let's start with the menu. With the menu, quick controls. Again, this is function that you normally adjust, but for us, once we adjust it, we really don't need to adjust it anymore. Just like your mirrors, your steering wheel, it's all electronic. You can fold your mirrors. You can set that to automatic. Window lock on passenger doors. And then your exterior lights, you can manually turn it on and off. We leave it in auto. It works pretty well. You also have your fog light. In European version, you actually have rear fog light in the Model 3. I know in the X in US you have rear fog lights. And if you go to lights, again, this is similar controls. It's just more in depth. You now can control your dome lights. Leave it in auto. And then your ambient lights, you can turn it on. That's for your footwells and your door slit and so forth. It comes with, I think the long range, the standard range, I think they take some of those lights away. Then you have your auto high beam, and then your, headlights after exit. Usually turn that off because it stays on for a while, saves some electricity. Steering wheel lights. This is your scroll wheel, so we usually have those on. Then your locks, I'm not going to go into details there. It's basically just locking your windows again. And then display, you can do the brightness. Everything we try to, if they have auto, we usually leave in auto. You can go in screen mode. This basically is just turn off the screen to black so you can wipe down the screen if it's too dirty. And they have multiple languages. They keep adding new languages every firmware update, or at least we've seen in the past, so there's a lot of improvement there. You have your time format, 24-hour versus 12. Energy display in distance, in miles or kilometers. And then your temperature and Celsius, Fahrenheit, you can change all that. Driving, this has been pretty much the same. Chill is reduce the acceleration power, so you don't feel it too jerky. I like it on standard. It's how you modulate the accelerator. And your steering wheel, you can make it comfortable, make it feel sporty. It's just make it seems more heavy, but it's really not. And then regenerative braking, if you're not used to it, you probably want to leave it on low. It feels more like a gasoline vehicle. It tends to glide more, but you want to keep on standard so you get maximum range. You regenerate as you slow down, and then you get used to it so you don't have to use your brake too much. And then you have your stopping power. Not stopping power, stopping mode. Creep is like your standard automatic car. So you let go of the brake, it slowly creep forward. If you leave it on hold, then it will automatically go down to 0 and then put the brakes on hold for you, so you don't have to step on the brake or really use the brake. This is for a more experienced driver, more of a manual than you would do row. That's more like a stick shift vehicle. So it depends on your comfort, but I like it on creep because I drove mostly automatic before, so we want to keep on that. And then you have your autopilot. There's a lot of function in autopilot. You have cruise control, distant. You can control this from the steering wheel as well. You have auto steer, so steering to keep you in the lane. You want to keep that on, and then navigate on autopilot. This is autopilot where it will change lane for you, move from interchange to interchange on the highway. Then you have customization where you can actually adjust, what can be default. You can leave it on every trip to navigate on autopilot. So we want to leave that on yes. And then speed-based lane change. So navigate on autopilot will try to change lane for you, how aggressive you want that to be done, depending on how fast you set the speed, and it will get you around the other vehicle in front of you. That's driving slow. And then, of course, depends on your comfort level. You can require confirmation, so you will have to shift down on the drive column to confirm when there's a suggested lane change, or you can leave it on automatic and the vehicle will automatically change lane as long as you have your hand on the steering wheel. I find to be less comfortable with that because sometimes I'm not ready for a lane change and it will change lane for me. It just depends on how comfortable you are with that. Since it's still in beta, I'll wait for the autopilot to be out of beta before I trust that. And that's just me. Then you have your customized summon. you know, the distance and how far you want it to summon in and out of your garage, depending on how deep your garage driveway is. And then standby mode, how you want the summon to be ready, whether once you unlock your phone, it will automatically be ready to summon, or if you want to leave it off, it saves more battery that way, so then it won't be on standby all the time. All right, and then you can customize to leave summon on standby at your, you know, your home, your work, etc., and what's to exclude. Let's leave that off. And speed warning, you know, you're going a speed limit, you want it to warn you, don't go above certain speed, then it can do that by visual or by audio. And then you have your forward collision warning. This is standard now. So that's pretty much for Autopilot. Then you have your navigation. You can customize this just like in Google Maps. You want your trip to be, you know, on highway, avoid highway, toll roads. If you're gonna reach to the HOV lane, if you have that sticker, then turn that on. And it's pretty smart. It will tell you which lane to be in on the HOV lane, for example, if you're going through an interchange. And then you have your safety and security. Then you have your service. You can adjust your headlights up or down, and this is all automated. You don't have to bring a screwdriver to your front and try to adjust it manually. And select wheel size. Maybe you have some winter tires or winter wheels you want to put on. You can adjust the size, the look of it. We'll see, you know, your music. So down here you have your other quick controls. You can quickly pull up your rear camera. Energy, see your energy consumption. And you have your charging status. You know, you can control how much you want to charge. Usually they recommend up to 85%, but if you're going on a trip, you want that extra range, then you increase it to max. Then you have entertainment. So you have Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Twitch, and then Tesla tutorial. Disney Plus supposed to come on here. Not prioritizing that. And then you have your toy box. Make fart noise. So you can do it on demand by pushing on the left scroll wheel, or, you know, when you turn on your signal. T-Rex. You have your romance. This is a fireplace. You've probably seen this before. And then you have your sketch pad. So anyways, then you can change your navigation to Mars. Then you have your Santa. This just play Jingle All the Way. Lastly, you have your rainbow on Autopilot. So you knock down on your drive column 4 times. While in Autopilot, you will see in front of you just a rainbow color. So just some fun Easter egg activity, which is easier to find now with this layout. And then otherwise, you have your other quick controls below. Your HVAC system, air conditioning, seat warmer. You can warm up all 5 seats. Very rare in these type of vehicle. For this price range, you can heat up the rear seats as well. And you can do this on the app. So if you're lending out your vehicle to someone else, you just want to mess around, you can actually turn on their seat heater in the summer while they're driving. You can actually turn off their AC vent and while they're driving, and also change their music station on the app. So it's kind of fun. And you manually can lower the temperature, increase without having to open up this menu. And then again, to control the vent, you just use one finger. Then you have your quick defroster for the front and back, and then your volume control. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you find this video helpful. And remember to subscribe. Catch you all next time.